Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Raghuveer. In this class, we will discuss about exception handling. In our previous class, we clearly discussed about exception and what's the need of exception handling. So this is a continuation class. Please follow our playlist from the beginning so that you will have a better understanding of the complete Python language. The link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Coming to today's example, let's take some examples and understand what's the syntax for handling the exceptions. This is our examples which we consider here. The same example which we used in our previous class. We are taking the input A and input B from the keyboard, and this is the block of code where there is a chance of getting an exception. This point you have to understand. The block of code where there is a chance of getting an exception, that block of code will be written here in the try block. So whenever you write the block of code in the try block, whenever the exception rises during that block, in that block, so this try block will send the exception to the except block. So we are using two different keywords for handling the exceptions. What are those two different keywords? Try block and except block. Except block is catching the exception. Whatever the exception it raises, it will catch that exception. The programmer has a chance to handle that exception in the except block. So this is how we handle the exceptions in Python. In our previous class, we discussed that whenever there is an exception, what Python will automatically do, it will display a message and it will stop executing. But if you write that in try and except block, it won't stop the execution. It will give the chance to programmer to handle the exception. That is the use of exception handling. So what's the exception? How we are handling the exception here? This is a simple example we have considered. C is equal to A by B. Whenever B is 0, it is raising an exception. And that exception is handled here. We are incrementing the B value, B plus or equal to 1, C is equal to A by B. We are displaying the C. So what's the output we got here? Enter first number is 12 and the second number is 0. So it's raising an exception. It is handled at the except block. What we are doing, 12 divided by 1. We are increasing the B value. So 12 divided by 1, what's the output? 12.0. That is how we are handling the exceptions. Now coming to the same example, almost same example we use in all the examples below. So let's understand the next example. Exception handling, continuation after exception. And one more point you have to understand. After handling the exception, the Python continues its execution. Means it will continue the code below the except block. It will keeps on continuing. Let's try to understand. Let's take this example A, B, and we are taking the try block, except block. After except, we have written a statement called after exception. Means whenever there is an exception, it will call this block of code, except block of code, and after continuing, after completing this except block of code, the Python keeps on going its execution. What's the next block of code? Next code, continuation code. This is the line of continuation. It will keeps on continuing the execution. That point you have to understand. So what's the output? If there is an exception, it will execute this block and keeps on continuing. So the output is enter first number 12 and the second number is 0. So we are calling the exception, we are increasing it to 1 and we are handling the exception. The output is 12.0. After that, it continuing its execution after exception. So that is the output it is displaying. Now let's take the next example, exception handling, multiple exceptions. Multiple exceptions. Here up to now, the example which we consider, we are having only one exception. There is a possibility of getting only one exception. What happens if you are having more than one exception? Two exceptions. You have to handle it separately. Divided by 0, you have to write some block of code. You have to handle it separately. Index out of bound exception, you have to handle it separately. So that's why you have to catch different exceptions separately. Means you need different except blocks. That is what happening here. See here, let's take an example. A, B, these inputs are, we already know why we are taking A and B. Next we are taking Z as an input. We are taking it from keyboard. The Z value is using it as a index value. Next we have taken a list. List is equal to 1, 2, 3. What are the index values that have on this list? 0, 1, 2. if you give any number out of 2, 5, 6, 7, that is index out of bound exception, the list of exceptions which we discussed in our previous class. So based on the assumption, we are not discussing what's index out of bound exception. We are hoping that you already know what's index out of bound exception means. Here we are having, there is chance of getting two different exceptions. One is divided by 0, other one is index out of bound exception. We have to handle it separately. How we write it? Except zero division error. What is this? Why? How? From where you got this? Python inbuilt clearly given a separate name for each and every exception. This message, this name we already know in our previous example. And if you want to handle the index out of bound exception, is given the name this one. So based on that, we are catching the exceptions. Whenever Python, if there is a division by 0 exception, which block of code will be executed? This block of code will be catched. This except block will be catched. That is what divided by 0 means. That is how we are going for a particular exception. Whatever exception rises, we will execute that block of except. Means exception catches. The same way, see, let's see some examples. In this example, after except index error, what we are displaying here? Index out of bound. If you catch the index out of bound exception, what we are displaying? Index out of bound. After that, continuation, print after execution. Let's check the examples. Here we are taking 12, 0, index is 2. We had the possibility of 2 index, but divided by 0 is not possible. Which block of code will be executed? Which block of exception will be called? Except zero division. That block of code will be executed. After that, it will keeps on continuing the remaining program. See here, that's why entered element is index 2 and 12.0 is the exception which we handled. After that, we are continuing after exception. The same example, when you call the same example, that's why we are scrolling up. The same example, we are having a 12 divided by 2 is possible. Enter the list of elements. The index value is given as 3, which is not there. We will get an index out of bound exception. Index out of bound exception means that's why we are handling except. This except block will be called. So this statement will be executed. After that, it keeps on continuing the program. That's why the output here is index out of bound. After that, it's executing after exception. Now coming to the next example, exception handling, exception class. In order to, one point you understand, in Python everything is an object. Means for everything they have written a classes, and Python will define an object and it will use that objects to display all those things. Means in order to handle the situation of exceptions, Python has written a base class called exception. The name of that class is exception. In order to handle all this, this base class will take care of all those things. So what we are doing here, exception class. So try, both the examples are there. We are creating a shortcut exception as Z. Whenever the exception raises, Python will automatically displaying some message. In our last class we discussed that divide by 0, there is a particular message for each and every exception. We can display that using this exception as Z. Means if divided by 0 is called, that message, the inbuilt message can be, we will get it by using this syntax. Print Z means it will display, if divided by 0, that message will be displayed. See here, enter list 2 and the number is 0. 12 divided by 0 is not possible. In that we are division by 0. This is the message which we displayed in our previous example, previous class example. Python automatically creates some message for division by 0. So that message will be, we can use this base class and we can catch that exception and that message can be displayed, division by 0. And the next thing is exception handling else block. Whenever you want to write a code, whenever you don't have any exception, if you want to display some code, that code should be written in else block. Try except else. When the else block will be called, if there is no exception, then else block will be called. means the whatever the code you have written in the else block, that block of code will be executed. In that situations we will write the else block. See here the same example, we have written try except else. If there is no exception, else block will be called. In the else block we are writing it as print there is no exception. Let's take the example here, 12 to 2. 12 divided by 2 is possible, index 2 is possible, so there is no exception. Whenever there is no exception, there is no exception, else block is called. That is what the use of else block. Whenever there is no exception, if you want to display something, if you want to handle something, else block will be called. Next one is exception handling finally block. So what's the use of finally block? Else block is used whenever there is no exception, else block will be called. But finally block will be called all the time, even if you have exception, even if you don't have exception, finally block will be called all the times. That is what the use of finally block. In what situations this is very helpful, this finally block is helpful? Suppose that if you open a file, you have written some code for regarding the files, and if there is an exception in between in the code that we have written for the files, if there is an exception, what happens? It will go to the except block, and after that you have to close the file. Whether you handle the exception, you don't handle the exception, no problem, but we have to close the files. In that type of situations, whatever happens, but definitely we have to do something after going through this code. That type of situations we will write it in the finally block. We have not yet discussed about files. This example we will discuss in our next classes whenever we are discussing the files. Okay, in our coming classes we will discuss about files. There you will get this situation. But remember here, finally is used. Finally is called whatever happens, whether it raise an exception, it don't raise an exception, it will call the finally block. See, let's take the example. Here we are having try, except, else, and finally. Else will be called if there is no exception. Finally will called both the times. So let's take the examples. 12 divided by 0, there is an exception. So finally block has to be called. What we have written in the finally block? This execute always. See here, 12 divided by 0, division by 0 exception is called, 12.0 is the output. This execute always. See, that means finally block is executed even there is an exception. Even if there is no exception, still finally block has to be called. Now let's check the next example. Even if there is no exception, the same code, that's why we are scrolling up. 12 to 2, 12 divided by 2 is possible, index 2 is possible, there is no exception, else block will be called, finally block will be called. There is no exception, this execute always. These two messages, this is from else block, this is from finally block. After that it keeps on continuing its execution. Now next what we have to do here is, if you want to stop after handling the exception, if you want to stop it, stop the program, stop executing the program, what we have to do? That we will use by using a syntax called raise. We are using a keyword called raise. So the discussion about raise, when we use this raise and all those things, we will get it in our next classes, user defined exceptions. So we use this syntax to stop executing in the, this will raise the exception. What it will do is, it will raise the exception. See here, try C is equal to A by B. We are having both the situations. If the exception is raised, A divided by B, means if B is equal to 0, which exception will be called? Divided by 0 exception will be called. In the except block, we are handling the situation and then we are stopping the execution. For that, what we are using? Raise the exception. Raise means it will raise the exception. Which exception is called now? Divided by 0. That exception is raised, means it will display the message, inbuilt message. In our last class we discussed that divided by 0 means there is a separate message, the name and the message is displayed, that message will be displayed, because in this situation, in our example, divided by 0 exception is called. That's why it is raising the same example, raising the same exception. Let's check the output. 12 divided by 0. We are calling the except block of divided by 0. After handling the situation, we need to stop it. Means we are raising an exception. So raise is used to raise an exception. So this execute always, finally block will execute always. After that, see here, it is stopping execution. So what's the message it is displaying? Why it is displaying the same message? This message, whatever exception it raised, that will be displayed. Which exception it is raising? 0 division error, divide by 0, division by 0. So this is how we stop the except block. Means execution after handling the exceptions. Hope you understand the concepts of exceptions. If you have any doubts, please post your questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. Thank you.